finally figured out how to raise and lower different ones using different passcodes that you had to punch into the center of the stone golems that raised and lowered it. You got it onto a nice tilt to where you could kind of squeeze yourself through, but um, for most people, if they had to do that, they would immediately fall to their death. So you got it all glued and junked up at the points you thought would work, and with that going, you started going down right as the group of drow that had been following you from ever since way back on the surface. They had finally caught up after your different misadventures throughout the entirety of this. Having to take rest with the kobolds. Waiting a couple days at the fire giant castle. All of that. They had finally been able to catch up, and uh, with that, you guys all slid down and featherfalled slowly down this very, very deep cavern that eventually, on your way down, you had some drow come by that one pushed one into a wall and it immediately disintegrated because of the goo on the wall. You realize don't touch the walls up here. But you're safely landed on the ground where you laid in wait for a little bit, and then as many of the drow landed, you took care of them, but there was a mage, who kind of distracted you with a demon that it summoned, and you were just able to notice that it ran away, invisible, flying through a tunnel to your east. With that, or a tunnel, one of the four or a couple tunnels that were in the bottom of the cavern you went. And you went to follow it. You came to essentially from a rough-hewn cave into the back of a house where, or no, was it a house? It was like a gatehouse. Where upon opening up and coming up, you are now seeing what is displayed here. It's a large, it's called the Garrus Necropolis. Necropolis being, a place that you bury things above ground, generally because the underneath of it gets flooded. But it also looks like that's probably more of this center section over here, and a lot of this is homes that maybe churches, maybe like their own private mausoleums, things like that. But it's all sloping down kind of into this central area where beyond that central area, you just see these pockets of like the blackest black times infinity that is kind of odd to look at. Everything's kind of illuminated by that same bioluminescence that seems to have expanded into here. You would guess that it's about a mile or two to that central area. There's gaps and things, so kind of have to take a meandering path. Kind of from where you are, you can see quite a bit because it is up above. But yeah, so with that, I think that's everything. I think you guys took a short rest at some point, or at least I think your health, I would say you took a short rest.
So are my resources up to date, or do I need to do the short rest right now, or?
No, your resources are up to date.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys took a short rest coming right, like you took a short rest while the others were kind of figuring out the levers and winches situation. So yeah, and you are starting down here as this little token guy. And you're free to move about or start going. You do know that there was a mage ahead of you. So time is in multiple cases of the essence because of one, someone's ahead of you, and two, you are down to 7-8 hours to get your items.
We see which way the mage went.
You probably wouldn't know. The door had opened, but the last you had seen it had been flying, so there might not be tracks. You can climb to the top of this area and see if you see anything. And just kind of peer out to see if you notice anything about which way they may have gone.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll do that.
Yeah, okay, make a perception check.
Perception.
Okay, with 22, you with a 22, you don't really see anything, but you do hear some level of like yells and that seemingly coming from around here. So it looks like to your best guess, without laying eyes, in this place that is almost deathly quiet, or has been deathly quiet, you hear some yells coming from this like center, like little cluster of these mausoleums and small, like probably houses for the old keepers of this area.
Let's make our way there as quickly as we can. How fast can we go?
Yeah, are you guys just sprinting? Or
yeah.
I don't
yeah,
know.
going as fast as possible? Okay. Let's have, if that's the case, if you heard this, Felix, so go ahead and make a survival check to see how well you can kind of navigate. Like up above, it's pretty easy, but once you get down low with kind of the lower light and everything looks very similar here. So it's just kind of piecing together what you had before and now acting on it. So a survival check would be good here.
Do that.
And yeah, I was gonna say, can Carrick make, or not Carrick, Christopher make that instead?
Um,
I'm fine making it. I'm just asking if
I would say that you have to make it because you're trying to like go fast and not spend any more time. You would have to like bring Christopher up and point out like kind of where you saw.
Okay.
So yeah, 14, you are like definitely heading in the right direction, but you're loud. Like you're gonna make it to your area, but you're kind of you're noticing that this is not very nice terrain. You see a lot of spider webs in places. Like not like old cobwebs, like actual still sticky spider webs. Like as you go through, like you'll come around a corner and it'll just be blocked with those webs that you kind of have to cut through. And that, since you didn't get like a perfect bead line of how this person might have gone, it takes a little time. You still hear a scuffling, but you end up about where you are at. What you see is this kind of like death scene. There's smoldering clouds around. You would probably recognize Carrick as a cloud kill spell that seemed to have been dropped. It's dissipating now, and you see a whole bunch of different looking drow. These ones as pale or as purple as the like and blue as the skin of the drow that you're used to here. These guys are stark white, like their eyes are blacked over. They do not look quite right. It seems like as the blood, or as they coughed up the blood from this spell, there was the blood is black like a black ichor that they had coughed up, and you see them just kind of collapsed into the ground, like almost like burning away from this poison and turning into puddles. So it seems you had just gotten there just a tiny bit too late to, but the mage is definitely you're on its trail, and from that other perception, you can see that the trail is continuing up to the north here. So kind of having two decisions now of trying to get ahead of this guy or confronting him is where you're kind of at.
What do you guys want to do?
What's going on here?
What's going on here?
What's up, bud?
Right now, it's just a field of dead bodies, and some tracks leading to the north. So
North it is.
north it is. Okay. Yeah, I guess kind of. Do you want to spend some time trying to track this guy down, or just try to get ahead of him and hope that he doesn't catch up?
Just want Felix to mind spike him, and then we run away, and then we don't have to deal with.
Sorry, maybe I'm confused because I wasn't here last time. What do you mean by so you're saying we aren't necessarily trying to catch him? I'm confused at those two options.
Well, there's a mage. You have killed. You're pretty sure you've killed all of the drow that are kind of on after your same task. There was one quite powerful mage that escaped, and Felix was just tracked him to here, was able to get you guys here where he had just been. So kind of the choices are, do we go and just kill this guy so we can take our time through the rest of this, or do we just try to sprint ahead, maybe enter danger to beat him there?
I see.
So
I see.
but you would know that he is relatively somewhere around you. Like he can't have gotten that far ahead.
We can pursue him, but we need to have a cutoff. We need to like at some point we just need to be moving forward, I think.
And the
We're gonna
rest
run
of
out of time
his group,
anyway.
he was kind of part of a scouting party, right? That was up ahead. What did we deter the rest of the group from following? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, you guys killed everyone because you waited at the bottom. Yeah, you, to the best of your knowledge, from that group that you kind of like all got there at this started heading down at the same time, he's the only one left. There might be some behind him, but you wouldn't know particularly because you don't know how many people they came with or how many people died on the way down.
Gotcha. I was trying to remember. We had kind of asked that guy, but I don't remember what we got out of him.
Yeah, it's their. They are the first people. There might be some people behind them, but yeah, that's
Yeah. So to Ryan's point, we definitely don't have forever to chase this guy, but I do think it's advantageous if we think he's close, which to this point I think we do. We probably follow him at least for the short term.
okay.
Unless anybody disagrees.
Yeah, that sounds good. So we'll head north and try to cut him off. Right?
Yep. Okay. If that's the case and you're trying to track this guy down, make another survival check trying to track this guy. This time, Christopher, you can make that. And people can help if want.
Would detect magic be helpful in tracking this guy since he's a mage?
Yeah, you might be able to catch some residues or different things like that. If you cast that, then I'll let Christopher have advantage on the roll.
Okay, let's do that.
So go ahead and roll one more time, Christopher. Man, dog
Well.
shit. Go ahead and make an Arcana check as well, Carrick. Hey, there's a roll.
There's a roll.
So mainly what you're picking up, and it's not, specifically around this mage, like what you will probably do notice is from this, like, you notice he cast this cloud kill spell, but there's no magic after that. So it's not like you see another thing and flight was taken or turning invisible, or there's no like with that high, no residual magic in the air. So he's definitely on foot, which you would know that, like, you can put together like that cloud kill spell just dissipating. He can't be more than 2-3 minutes ahead of you. With that, though, Christopher, you're having a very hard time. Like, it's like I had said before, like the webs here are so dense. It's kind of like every time you take a corner where you think it would be, like, let's get a little bit ahead, it's, oh nope, gotta cut through these, and it takes a second. So you guys probably making your way, like, kind of get up to, you just need to get out of these small quarters and get over to a main thoroughfare where things are much more open. There's no, like, alleyways and webs that you're running into anymore, but there's currently no sight of the mage. And going through this is probably taking you, 10-15 minutes. So
I guess we keep going.
keep going. Okay, we'll turn this into a little bit of a skill challenge. People can make individual choices as you go through it about how are you helping your party move ahead? How are you looking for this mage? Kind of those things. So we can create a quick order. We'll just go by the order on my screen here. So it'll go Felix, Carrick, Thel, Christopher. Kind of as you guys are starting to move through, and everything still is on this downward slope, but with these buildings around you, you can't quite see as well as you could up on that rampart earlier. Just how do you want to start helping, heading down, or looking for the mage? Kind of leave it each choice. Then there'll be successes or consequences based off of rolls. And I would say also that using the same skill multiple times will probably incur some sort of higher DC or that. So it's kind of, how are you guys getting down here in a fast, safe, sneaky way while having, objective 2 of finding them? So we'll start with Felix.
I'm not sure I understand where we are and what we're trying to do. Like, we're trying to find this guy, and I'm not sure I understand the terrain.
Okay. So the terrain, how it is right now, is you're kind of like on these different levels of this area that's sloping down towards this center piece over here. The centerpiece being where you assume anything special would be. But throughout that, there's all of these different mausoleums and kind of small structures that could have other things in it. Like as you've gone through, it's kind of like, hey, this is an ancient burial site that could have plenty of riches and things like that. But the goal, probably from what you saw, was heading towards this center area.
Okay. And so we got to this place, and there's no other clues as to where this mage has gone.
You had followed the footprints as much as you could, but and kind of just getting turned around in that, you would know that he's on his feet or on foot, at least. You're pretty sure at this point, and he can't be too far ahead of you.
Okay.
So
if it's cool with the group, I'm happy to climb to the rooftops and I think they look like they're close enough that I could use the rooftops to kind of these are houses or mausoleums you said that
yeah, house mausoleums, like most of them are probably 1.5 to 2 stories at most.
so I could get on top and travel using the rooftops, and if I catch him, I can relay to Christopher what I see. Because I think if this is all sloping down, I might be able to catch a glimpse of somebody running.
Somebody moving. Okay, we'll say that could make an athletics check as you kind of are hopping the roofs, kind of how well you can keep your eyes out while trying to hop across the roofs. I'll give you advantage on this because of your second story work.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics, sorry. Either or.
Well, one is much better for me. That's just why I
Yes.
asked.
So with a 26, you're able to keep an eye out. And as you guys are kind of following him as he gets up, and he's just keep going. You guys get to about here where there's this large church, kind of dismantled and that, but it's definitely a church not to any of the approved gods of the empire. Felix, you're over on these roofs over here. And while you don't see the mage, you do see, coming up from around this corner, a patrol of, those same, pitch, or, not pitch black, stark white drow, being led by this very terrifying creature that is mostly a spider, except for it has a human torso.
Can I?
But you've noticed it well enough to kind of you have some time to hide or to.
So I can message to Christopher that they may want to make themselves less known.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are kind of at the doorsteps of this church, and you get this message that, hey, a patrol's heading your way. You might want to make yourself scarce.
We make ourselves scarce.
Okay. Do you go into the church? Do you just try to hide behind the banisters? How do you make yourself scarce?
Probably just duck into the church.
Okay. Say as a group, make a stealth check with advantage because these guys have been clocked by Felix. Felix, are you just laying down on the roof now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on this. It's like a flat top roof. You just lay down.
I'm gonna not make a stealth check unless you absolutely need me to.
No, you don't need to. So 17, 11, and a natural 20.
So stealthy.
So stealthy. No, with those, you are able to like kind of like push in the door or push it open and then close it. Christopher, like you kind of catch Fell, like you just like pick him up the last little bit to make him the most as quiet as he possibly can. But you're inside this church now. Door kind of closed. Looking around, you do see it's not in great condition, but it is a large church. You see stairs going down around the place. It looks readily explorable, but yeah. Do you want to do anything or just wait out until you get a message?
I assume he's like he can still see, right? So I assume we're just waiting for the all clear.
Yeah, you're waiting for the all clear, but is there anything you want to do during that all clear?
Oh.
Keep an eye out for any partitioners or whatever churchgoers.
Parishioners.
Yeah, there we go.
The only parishioners that you see are the bones of ones that have died.
Is there anyone closest to me?
Yeah, if you want to walk, kind of sneak around through here and look through the remains of these different people, go ahead, make an investigation check.
Yeah, why not? Let's rob some dead. What can +1? What could go wrong with the +1? All right.
Well, now we got to figure out what you found. You are kind of like going through these different skeletons, and you find like maybe all together like 20 gold. They're coins that are hundreds of years old, like 800 plus years old is how when this thing kind of like these are old coins. So you find that you kind of like take a quick trip up to the altar, and under the altar you find like these 4 bottles. 2 of them are empty, but 2 of them seem to be full of something. So, Detect Magic only lasts for 10 minutes, right?
Which one?
I was asking character. Detect Magic is probably done at this point, so.
Detect Magic. Sorry, that's not what I heard you say.
Mine's up to 10 minutes. I don't know if his is different.
Yeah, so that would be the same. So, yeah, it's been definitely been more than 10 minutes as you guys have been moving through here. So you don't see anything special. It's just there are 2 potions, or not 2 potions, 2 bottles full of stuff, and you found that gold.
Okay.
Check new thing to do.
Okay. As that happens, though, the patrol has moved past Christopher. It seems that they were coming up, not like in a direct hurry, but probably heard whatever commotion was happening up here and are going to check it out. They're past probably a couple 100 feet, so you would guess that it's at the safe. You're safe right now.
Thel
So-
would like to, given our sort of lack of direction and yeah, all of us kind of being like, oh, do we follow the mage? A little bit of confusion, and we are sort of in a small place of worship. A couple of things. I open myself up to divine sense, just since we're in this strange mausoleum church. Make sure, detect good and evil type situation, but just sort of open himself up in a quick moment of prayer to ask for, any divine guidance while we're down here to make sure we're going in the right direction, or that we don't miss anything.
Okay. With divine sense in here, you seeing these skeletons, you're like, I wonder if those skeletons will come alive. They are definitely not giving off any hint of undead, but as the door opened and you kind of sense there's a heavy amount of fiendish energy across this entire place. So kind of the guidance that you would be given here would be like, be on your toes. Like the fiendish energy is very abyssal, which can come out through like anywhere. Those dark circles that you saw could, like, things just climb out of the abyss. It's not like it's essentially a place that's like this that seems to be kind of like half and half already. So it's as you're going, there's a heavy chance that you'll be running into something like that, and a lot more of the investigation that you do heightens that chance. So kind of gives you that sort of information. But if you want to make a roll for this next leg of the journey, I guess it's Carrick's turn. Or was it, you said there were a couple things you wanted to do? Was there something else you wanted to do?
No, that was
No.
just divine sense, and then sort of just asking for Bahamut's guidance in this strange and dark land.
Yes, you say like, yo man, stay frosty. It's bad down here. But okay, with that, it's your turn, Carrick, to use whatever skill you want to help expedite your trip or search for this mage.
Okay. Is it just us four? Do we still have like a follower? I can't remember.
No, it's just you four.
Just us four. I use polymorph to turn Thel into a wolf, so he can sniff out this guy.
Okay, Thel, you're suddenly a wolf. What is the wolf's perception check? Pretty sure it has advantage because of keen smell. Perception. Yeah, it's advantage. And it would be 12, so +1. Okay, so go ahead. If Thel, as you are now confusedly turned into a wolf and told, sniff him out. Go ahead and make a perception check. Just roll a d20 +1, or roll 2d20 +1. So a 17 +1, 18. Yeah, 18. You with your sudden keen wolf nose and memorizing, kind of what it's not. You don't pick up the scent you pick up is not something like familiar to yourself. It's just the one thing in here that doesn't smell like corruption and dirt and spider webs. And you would notice that it looks like it's coming from this direction. So and yeah, even
Take
with
away,
that,
boy.
you start looking that, and you now see some more footsteps, and with those footsteps, you see like kind of little flecks of blood that you're able to kind of, as you get here, you would have without a doubt that guy is within this area. So
Is
you, and by the way, Fel, you are a wolf for an hour, or
Oh.
until
Well, I
or
dropped
until Eric drops the spell, or you lose your 12 hit points that you have. Now I don't know how many hit points does a wolf have. I was close. 11 hit points. So next time you take damage, if you're still in your wolf form, you have essentially have 11 temporary hit points. But your AC is also 13, and you can only bite things. Of all the things you could have turned him into, you turn him into just a plain ass wolf.
I just thought, sniff him out. That was my goal.
You could have turned him into a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Okay. Yeah, so you know that they're in this area. We're kind of going to stop the skill challenge, but how do you guys want to approach trying to get this guy?
I think Carrick is just ready to send in the wolf and charge in after him, but I don't know how other people are feeling.
No. Your only fear would be like a spell like that he used. Like if he sees you first, and a spell like Cloud Kill can really hurt you. So just giving you all the information there. So too bad you don't have any great bag of tricks, because you sent like 8 elk to go defend the passageway.
Yeah, 3 in a row, 8s.
Yeah.
Great bag of tricks. And the one thing we didn't want was an elk.
Yep.
3.
So our main concern is that if we don't take this guy out, that he's going to probably come back for us as we're trying to finish this quest, right? That's the whole thing.
Yeah, and you being the level of mage that you are, and having seen the magic he spent, there's a very good chance he could get to what you need and just teleport the hell out of here.
So, I
That's
wonder
the
if,
biggest reason.
yeah, I wonder if we can just get within sight of him. I could just banish him from this plane of existence.
You would know that only lasts for a minute.
Well, it only
is-
lasts
he is-
for. Is he from
Yeah.
this plane?
Yes.
No. We're in a different plane now, right? Or no?
Well, technically, you're back onto the plane of Exandria, because this was a part of Exandria pulled into here. If you did this like in like Earth Tunnel,
Yeah.
that would have sent him somewhere else.
Okay, that's what I was thinking we were in a different plane still, and so it would have banished him to his home plane.
No.
permanently.
No, like if you had done it maybe in the, not even the fireplace, but if you had gone through that giant tear into the fire dimension, you could have done it. But yeah,
Okay, well,
you're more in the same plane, except for this place should exist about 4,000 miles away.
okay. Never mind that. If I know all that, then I would try that.
There's no reason you wouldn't know that.
Okay.
But yeah, do you want to try and surround them, bum rush them? What you guys doing?